You might not always have weights or access to machines, but you might have people lying around. Hi, Patrick Phillip here at Effective Martial Arts HQ, and in this lesson, I'm going to explore 8 full body resistance training exercises that you can do with a partner. So using another human being is a great way to increase the resistance that you're going to be feeling when you're doing those exercises. So you can do definitely a lot on your own. We did some videos on bodyweight training on your own before, but having access to a partner is a great way to diversify, have fun, and increase the load on those exercises. So here it goes. 4 body parts: legs, back, abs, and chest. 2 exercises for each, super simple. First one is the squat. So bodyweight squats with the backpack. Now you must be able to do squats on your own first, so proper form on the squats with your back nice and straight here, hips out, and nice flat lower back especially. Once you're able to do that, if you're used to squatting, using a partner for added resistance is a great tool. So the most common variation, you're gonna ask your partner to jump on your back here, and you're gonna support them with your hands here on the insides of the thighs, so the feet are not in the way. You want your partner to be as high up on your back as possible, and if possible, not choke you, okay? So that you can still breathe while you're doing this exercise. So no rear naked strangle, well, there's another video for that. So here, you wanna go down and up. Make sure, try to have your hips go down the same height as your knees, always looking up, breathing in on the way down, breathe out on the way up, and make sure that you're not bending your back especially. That's the most important thing. So you want to keep a nice straight back as you go down, and also, very important, keeping your knees above your toes. So you don't want your knees curving in or out too much. Knees right above the toes. Breathe in and breathe out as you go down and up. And as you get tired, it's normal. You won't be able to go as low. Go as low as you can still come back up. Okay, so it does happen. Sometimes your legs kind of crumble, then you just let go, and then you're good. You keep going for the next variation. So we do have an easier variation as well if you're not there yet. And this one is super simple. We're just gonna add weight to the back of the person like so. So if she's not yet strong enough to handle my whole weight, I'm just gonna hook the shoulders like so. She gets in her squat position, and I'm gonna hang on her shoulders. So I'm gonna put as much body weight as she can handle, really like I wanna hold her down with my hands on top over here, and same thing, same rules applies. Good technique, back nice and straight, and adjusting the resistance. Let's say she gets tired, go down, and she can't lift quite. Okay, so I'm just gonna lighten the load, take more weight on my feet, and lighten the load on her shoulders. Now, if that's too easy for you, the previous variation with the backpack squats, there's also a harder variation, which is the fireman's carry variation. So, very simple. We're gonna go like a fireman carry. You go inside the thigh here. I'm gonna put the weight of the thigh on top of one shoulder and the arm on top of the other shoulder, like so. So there's not too much stress on the abdomen. And from here, we're gonna try to center the weight as much as possible. Go down and go up. Same rules apply. Perfect technique. Hips nice and low. Back nice and straight. Working the glutes. And when you get up over here, get the glutes all the way under. And for a little variation as well, if you want, you can go up on the calves as well. Be careful when you dismount. And it's a good idea to do that one on both sides. So you do one set on one side, one set on the other side. So I'll leave it up to you, the number of set, the number of reps. But a good rule of thumb would be 2 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions. And you can lower the weight as you get more tired. So that's the first one for legs, squats, different variations. Next one is hamstring. So working the posterior chain of the legs. So for this one, we're working the posterior chain of the leg, and we're working the leg curl movement like so. Now this requires a little bit of dexterity in order to apply the right amount of resistance. So I'm gonna assume a squat position over here, put the hands on the back of the heels like so, and she's gonna try to bring her heels to her buttocks here and back up. And I wanna change the angle of the resistance, so I'm always going against her movement with my palms and adjusting the resistance so that she's able to move, but I make it challenging for her. So you don't want to put too much resistance that your partner can't move, or you don't want to put too much that it moves too easily. So you're always applying force, and as your partner gets more tired, you reduce that amount of force to still make it challenging, and so they can complete their set. Again, 10 to 12 repetitions until you feel a good burn. Now here's a more advanced variation of that exercise. So here she's gonna act as a support to hold my legs as I do a hamstring curl like so. She wants to follow me forward, so I can also bring my heels to my bum and then go back as I extend. So it's a little bit more complete as an exercise because I'm engaging glutes a little bit more as well. And it's a more athletic movement that we can use in different situations, in grappling, in fighting, hook kicks, and so on. So it's a nice athletic movement, working the entire posterior chain of the legs, hamstrings, and glutes, like so. Okay, moving on, the standing partner rotator cuff. So this is definitely an exercise you can do on your own. We went into the detail on the importance of that when we did the solo exercises, but you can use a partner to increase the resistance. So rotator cuffs are supremely important. They're one of the most neglected body parts, and they're really going to be useful to protect your shoulders against possible injury or muscle imbalances. So for this one, I'm doing this movement here. So I'm bringing my arms backwards and turning my thumbs towards the back over here. So I'm trying to pinch my shoulder blades together in the middle of my back. So she's gonna add resistance to that. She's gonna lower her level a little bit. Here, bend your knees. And she's gonna have a C grip, hands here on my wrists. Here, I'm gonna be pushing back with my arms and turning my thumbs towards the back. She follows me. She tries to apply constant resistance, and I go against it. So you can do one set, let's say with one leg in front, and then you can switch for the other leg just to make sure you work symmetrically. So the legs are really just to give you some base in order to push into the resistance, a little bit more resistance. So yeah, you can tell your partner if it's too easy, add the resistance. If it's too hard, lighten the load. But in general, the cue is always to make it as challenging as possible that the partner is still able to move. So that's the first exercise for the back, standing rotator cuffs. Now this next exercise is a type of rowing movement, and we're going to use a partner to add resistance to that. So for this one, typically the stronger or heavier of the two partners will be standing, and that's okay because both partners are working in this situation. But if you're at even weight, you can also switch it around after the first set. So we're going to grab here thumbs and cross grip like so. I'm going to soup a nice seated squat position, nice and low, back straight, very important. You really want to have your back straight for the person who's on top. And she's going to lift while keeping her hips on the ground. And she wants to pull her elbows behind her ribs, as do I. So it's a pulling motion, making the chest round and pulling the elbows backwards behind the ribs. Breathe out as you pull, breathe in between reps. So you have nice constant breathing and really emphasizing the pull of the arms. So at the same time, this is a good endurance exercise for me for the legs. Now another more advanced variation of this exercise, if you're strong enough and the previous one is too easy, is to do the jump close guard pulling variation. So she's going to have a collar tie on me and jump her close guard around my hips. I'm pinching my knees together over here to make a shelf for her hips, and she can sit on it. From here, cross grip, same thing. I let her go down and we do the same thing. I pull my elbows behind my ribs, and she does the same. Now, it could be tempting here to engage the abs, but that's not the point of this exercise. You could do it for the abs, but here we're doing it really for the back, so we're pulling the elbows behind the ribs. And be careful when you dismount, just gently put your partner's back on the ground, and from there, we can move on to the next exercise. Moving on, abs. So there's many exercises you can do for the abs, either solo or with a partner. For this one, we're going to focus on two very simple variations that you can do with a partner. So the first one is assisted leg raises. So here it goes. I'm on my back with my head towards my partner. Her legs are nice and wide here, slightly bending the knees for base. I'm hooking behind the legs, and for added resistance, you want to go elbow deep so you can really have a good grip on the legs. My feet are straight here, legs are straight, feet are not on the ground. I'm going to go up here towards her, and she pushes him down. So as your partner gets more comfortable, she wants to absorb, here absorb, and push back, here. And I'm going to come up with as much speed and power as she can handle, and she's pretty good to absorb, so I'm going to go faster and faster, breathing constantly with my reps. So this is the straight variation of the leg raises, and keeping the legs nice and straight and engaging the abs every time, never allowing the feet to touch the ground. Now, a little variation on this is to go side to side. So instead of going straight, she's going to go at an angle here, and then I come up, she pushes the other side here. Or we could do the same thing always on the left. Always on the left. Here, I adjust my grip on the legs to compensate, really engaging the obliques. And then you can go to the right. Here, same thing, adjusting my grip. Right. So this is good to engage the obliques. Again, legs straight and feet never touch the ground. And she can go side to side as well. So windshield wipers. Here, and I keep my legs straight. Her legs are strong, and I'm breathing constantly. So she's assisting and increasing the speed. And I gotta slow down before I hit the ground on each side. Different angle over here, just so you can see. Same thing, legs are straight, straight like this, not touching the ground. Good ab contraction. She's flexing her knees and side to side. Here, completely to the side, 90 degrees, and engaging the obliques dynamically, like so. Moving on, partner sit-ups. So there are many variations for this, but the basic configuration is to have the feet locked in like this. So I'm hooking my feet towards the inside behind her calves, and her feet are on the inside, hooking outside behind my calves. So we're locked in here at the feet. Basic one is just to go up and down like so. So we put our hands here. A little bit more resistance would be the hand next to the head, but again, not pulling on our necks. So this is just going down like this. Notice we're not touching our backs on the ground. So we're going down, the back does not touch the ground, so we keep the contraction in the abs. Here, breathe in and breathe out. Basic one. It's a little bit easier if you keep your hands on your chest like so. So one more time here, with the hands on the chest, a little bit less weight on the abs. If you want more challenge, you can do the pushing variation. So here, I'm gonna come really close, I'm gonna push at the same time to add dynamic strength to our exercise. So we've got to slow ourselves down before we hit the ground. Again, back does not touch the ground. And from here, you can do a few reps like this, as much as you need. Nice little variation for this as well is do one side at a time. So we could go right to right, we push away, elbow to the ground here. And again, so we're engaging the obliques. Again, legs are active and we're hooking. We're doing one side, a few reps on that side. Abs, you want to do more reps in general, 20, 25, 50 if you're able to. Other side, same thing, pushing, elbow, and match your partner's rhythm so you can really match your breathing and really develop your ab strength. Last variation from this configuration of the legs is simply do the twisting motion. So we're gonna go as low as we can hold this position, and from there, turn our shoulders left and right, like so. And it's good if you're timed and go against your partner's movement. Added resistance, hands go up, a little bit easier, hands go down, like so, the twist. Moving on, the last body part is the chest, and for this there's two main variations. So we're going to do the weighted push-ups to add resistance if push-ups with your own body weight is too easy. Again, the prerequisite would be to be able to do a regular push-up on your own, but we're also going to do an easier variation where the partner is there to assist in the correct execution of the push-up. So starting with the harder variation here, again, fist is good, especially for your martial artists, working on the strength of the fist, but you can equally do it on the palm as well, and with no resistance. Just let go for a sec. You also want to be able to do a decent push-up, keeping your body nice and straight and keeping the abs engaged. Now, if you're able to do that and it's too easy, my partner puts weight on my shoulders, and again, we're going to the optimal amount of resistance where I'm able to move up, but it's very challenging. So she tries to make me reach failure as soon as possible. Make more weight, yeah. And then when it starts getting hard, she's gonna lighten the load a little bit so I can still move to go to my target number of reps. A good cue is 10 to 12 reps, but you can go more for endurance, or you can go more for strength and lower reps and higher weight, depending on what you're trying to work on. So here, adjusting the weight, always with perfect form. Now, let's say I get tired, she can just let go completely. Let's say I'm not able to lift her anymore, I might still be able to lift my own weight. Here, that's great. I might be able to, it might be hard for me after a while to go on the feet, so then I can even downgrade even more to the knees and keep going. So that's kind of like a drop set using body weight. Now that might even be a little bit challenging, so this is where the other variation of the assisted push-ups comes in. So if my partner goes for her push-up position, again, I can do maybe a couple reps when I'm putting weight on her shoulders, but let's say she's tired, go on the feet. I can put my hands here right below her shoulders, go down, and as she gets tired, I can gently assist her up. Here, very good. Another thing that you can do as well for assistance is I can put one hand below the hips as well. So here, below the chest, and below the hips, here breastplate and hips, so I'm just keeping the alignment of the body and making sure she stays straight as she lifts up, like this. So that's assisted push-up to make sure we have good execution. Now the last variation for the chest is we're going to switch it around. The person that's working is going to be on the bottom, and the other person, so facing up, and the other person is going to be face to face, palm to palm. So here, it's the human bench press, we call it. So she's going to stand up. Here, I'm on my back, and she's going to put her feet close to my shoulders or close to my armpits, and she's going to go down in kind of a squat position. I'm going to go palm to palm, interlocking the thumbs. Here, so I have nice stability. Bend your knees, hips under, keep the arms relatively straight. Yeah. So now she's put as much weight as I can handle, and I'm going to be pushing her up here. So opening up the chest. What's good about this one is you can't go too far. So if you're too weak, you're going to just, elbows are going to go on the ground and you're just going to stop there. So that's good. But you obviously don't want to rest your elbows on the ground between reps. You want to keep pushing, more weight, more weight. Yeah, that's it. So tell your partner how much weight you want. And again, as you get more tired, they can decrease the weight. So let's see it from the other side around here, switch it up. So again, from the other side, if I really want to practice adjusting my weight, so again, interlocking the thumbs, palm to palm, her elbows are like 45 degrees pointing down, and I'm going to adjust the weight. It's kind of like I'm doing a squat, and I want to make it hard for her to complete her rep. So I'm putting as much weight as she can still push. Elbows down a bit. Yeah, keep going, like that, very good. Breathe in and breathe out as you push, and I'm adjusting the weight to make it challenging for her. And there you have it, guys. Partner fitness exercises. Add some diversity to your fitness program. Also, make sure you always have good execution on all these exercises. And the good thing is you can really increase the load on each muscle group because you have now weight in the form of a human body. So gym is great. Free weights are great. Machines are great. Single body weight, only with your own body weight, is great too. But with a partner, it's a nice added variety to your fitness regimen, and it can really benefit you in terms of increasing your strength. Same thing, if you teach martial arts classes, maybe you don't have machines or free weights for your students to use, and since fitness is a very important aspect of your martial arts training, you can pair students together to do these exercises to make sure they develop strong strength. Is the first aspect that we want to develop. Make sure the body can hold itself together, have a powerful muscle and good muscle balance between the muscle groups. And then we're going to work on endurance, speed, agility, flexibility, and all the other aspects of fitness as well. So if you're new to this channel, subscribe if you want more fitness and martial arts tips in every aspect of hand-to-hand combat. So that's what we created here at Effective Martial Arts, and that's what we teach on our channel. One curriculum for striking, wrestling, and grappling. So everything you need to know to be able to defend yourself in every aspect of hand-to-hand combat. So again, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave us a comment if you've enjoyed this content, and click like if you found this video beneficial for you. Till next time, signing off, Patrick Phillip here at Effective Martial Arts HQ in Pointe Claire, West Island of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Thank you very much for watching. Practice well.